Hi, welcome to my channel, True Divine 44. I'm Jennifer Roberts, and this is just a short video to give people a little bit of a pep up, a little bit of guidance, hopefully something that will help you throughout your January 2020. There's so much changes going on right now. There's a lot of triggering going on right now in the the Iran thing, the many abuse cases that are coming out, the truths that are coming out, and I just want to be there, to be part of making people feel a little bit more directed, a little bit more intentional in their thought pattern, and rather than allowing outside forces, outside things, orchestrated things, to direct them and channel them into a specific way of thinking or a specific corner, that you feel empowered enough through any messages that you get, whether it's here or somewhere else, to have a little bit of support and a little bit of understanding of the opportunities that are out there. So I've used a very special deck that was given to me and pulled 3 cards just to give some idea of what the opportunities are, what the energy invitation is for January 2020. So I've gotten, the first card is the Ancient Ones. So for me, the Ancient Ones, it's the ancestors that have been before, that have done so much, learnt so much, and actually learnt so much in the fact that they've been able to become eternal. And can be a part of our guidance system, and we've been so cut off from them, we've been so conditioned to not think of them, to not feel them within every DNA strand, and that they are there. They're waiting for the invitation from us to say, yes, we're on our path, guide the next step, be a part of this. You've done this, you've seen this, be a part of what's going on right now, what's happening right now. So the Ancient Ones, the ancestors that have been before, that know us, that our DNA strand runs all the way through eternity, right to where we are now in this physical body, in this physical experience. And they have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience, and they've obviously got the winning streak of being able to recognize their eternal self, to be able to step outside of even the time construct that we have. So the Ancient Ones, this card is inviting you to remember the true ancestry that you have running through you, running through your DNA strands, the connection that you can have with these ancestors. Not a specific god, not a specific deity outside of self, but people who have been through the experience, have been through the cycles, and understand you and have compassion for you and want to see you succeed. So invite these ancestors that are yours to gain the guidance from. Invite them into your life. Invite them to show the signs, show the way, be the way showers, for you to ultimately be on your highest possible path, the path that is yours, nobody else's, yours, your direction, your intent. And maybe, just maybe, definitely for me, the ancestors will help guide you to do just that, to be your whole self and attain your wholeness in your path, your dreams, your inspirations, your aspirations, all of that. Make this life the best you can possibly make it. So the second card that came out was water. Water, for me and many others, symbolizing the consciousness, the emotions, but also water is before any physical manifestation, before any creation. Just like the Mother Earth itself has the womb waters, the creative waters where all life springs from. Just like the mother's womb in a human or in an animal, where there's that water that nurtures that gives the nutrition, that breaks things down for that small creative bunch of cells to be made into a beautiful new being, for a new housing for a soul to exist in, to exist in and have the opportunity to exist in this physical reality and experience that as a spirit. So the water's inviting you to recognize that it's okay to have the ebb and flow, to have the current going back and forth, that it's okay when we feel bliss for us to really feel bliss with no guilt, no shame. When we feel excited, for us to really feel that excitement with no guilt and no shame. When we feel sad, upset or lonely, let us feel through that without being afraid of trying to distract ourselves from those feelings. Let us be able to have the bravery to feel through that and know that we'll come out the other end, the ebb and the flow. So the water's inviting you to expand your consciousness by really experiencing your day-to-day emotions and not being afraid of any of them, to feel your way through all of them, to gain more experience, to expand yourself more and more. You know, feeling through all of these emotions that the waters can bring. You know, you can rid yourself of trigger points. You can rid yourself of the ability of others to put you down, the ability of others to limit your thinking about yourself. You can actually beat yourself in that a lot of us put ourselves down. We avoid emotions, but while we're doing that, we label ourselves, we limit ourselves. When we know we have the capacity to feel through everything, to just have intuition about everything, this really builds up our psyche and our psychic abilities. It really builds up this ancestral knowledge of how to foresee, foretell and foreknow with intent. Again, putting us on our highest possible path. So that's a gorgeous card as well, but there are ups and downs in it, and that's okay. That's the creative process. You know, the mother who's carrying the baby doesn't normally just carry the baby without any discomfort. Because that huge creativity process is going on, there's even more hormones to show you the manifestation of creativity that will have you up one minute and down the next, because it's a big thing, it's a big process, but the mother is absolutely able to feel her way through them. But because it's socially acceptable for a pregnant lady to be expected to be up and down emotionally, then we're allowed to just do that. We're allowed to just be there, because we haven't sort of labelled ourselves as weak if we feel through a sad emotion. We haven't labelled ourselves as manic if we feel really happy and really explore that. You know, so allow yourself to just be, and be in that creative process and feel your way through. So the third card is Earth. So Earth, we take for granted so much this experience that we've got, and you hear many people in the spiritual community, you know, wanting to go home. I want to go home. You chose to come here. Your spirit chose to be able to experience this magical gift of having a physical body, a physical experience. And so we also take for granted the fact that we've gotten into this poverty consciousness because of certain control mechanisms that have been put in place. If we can step outside of that control matrix and really look at what this earth, what Mother Earth has to offer. She is the watery womb, always providing enough nourishment, always having the ability to provide enough food, enough shelter for everyone. The more of us that step out of that poverty consciousness via that control matrix of the few that control the many, the less that control matrix has a grip because more and more people are experiencing life, abundant life, life where all needs are met, where all medicines can be found on the ground because we can grow them freely. So really push yourself to look around and really breathe in the real beauty of the sunshine, the real impact a moon has against a dark sky, the feeling of the grass, of the wet grass, of the dry grass, the feeling of the sand running through your fingers. These are all beautiful things that we take for granted so much because we're so distracted on the to-do lists. Whereas if we really ground ourselves in this, there's a feeling of balance. There's a feeling of foundation. You know, Mother Earth is always offering that concrete foundation for us to experience this physical reality in whichever way we choose to experience it. So again, make the choice to invite that beauty in, that abundance into your life, just like the ancient ones, the ancestors. Invite it in and really feel your way through it. Don't just say it or think it, feel your way through it. Take 5 minutes just to look outside at your garden. Take 5 minutes to watch kids play anywhere in the park, just in their own garden, on the street, and see how abundant they feel Mother Earth is. Because right there and then in their game, it has everything that they need and want. So use that to really bolster yourself, to really give yourself a boost this January, where all of these changes are taking place. But with these 3 cards that have come up, know that you are in control. Yes, it might be a bit of a shit show sometimes, but that's what's being shown to you on the news. That's what's being done to you or others outside of their own decision making. The more of us that make these 3 conscious decisions to step into our ancestral line and know the beauty of our real history, our true teachings, our true selves, our true capacity, and the more people that can take that in balance and feel their way through it and work with intent and intuition, and then the more people that are grounded and connecting, making that bridge from the spiritual world to this physical experience, the less and less we will be controlled outside of self, the more we will experience the true capacity of the spirit, experiencing this life form physically. So I hope that's given you some kind of inspiration and guidance and knowing of your true superhero powers and your true self and the real capacity of you, each and every one of you individually. I hope it's really helped to make you feel empowered, to make you feel a real part of the whole, because you're very important. Each and every one of us are so important. But it's important for us to recognize true self, true capacities and true powers. I love you all. Be whole, be balanced. Much love. Any kind of readings that you would like, any questions, via a tarot reading, any energy work, helping you to facilitate the use of the energy within you and the energy all around you, you know, that earth energy and that ancestral knowledge, then you can contact me in any of the details in the drop box below. I love you all very much, as I said before. See you soon.